It's Layla Shaver, your favorite compliance nerd, and I'm here to deliver some important news. That's right, I'm here to talk about the 10 things you need to be concerned about after the SEC enforcement released its results for last fiscal year. Now, before I jump in, let me just remind you, fiscal year for the SEC starts October 1 and September 30th. So when we're talking about fiscal year 2023, that's the year that ended last October. So what are the 10 things you need to be worried about after that report came out? Let's talk about it. Number 1, increased scrutiny. I mean, guys, I've been harping on this for years. The SEC has a target on you, and they're coming for you. Not a fun, good, like, oh, they're coming for me way, like, bitch, watch out kind of way. They're coming for you. So there's been an increase in investigations. They're locking in to make sure that you are compliant, so you want to avoid attention. Cybersecurity and crypto risks. Number 2 thing you should be concerned about. The SEC is focusing on cryptocurrency, and cybersecurity. Why? Well, let's be real. I can't tell you how many of our clients have come to us. I got hacked, I had a vulnerability exposed, someone got in my email, someone downloaded PII, someone got into my client's Gmail account, logged into their Schwab account and changed the contact information. Yes, these things happen. The SEC is concerned because you, as a financial advisor, hold a lot of personally identifiable information. Personally identifiable information that can be used to do what? Open credit cards, transfer money, ruin the financial life of your client. So what are you doing to protect it? Also, what's the hot, sexy thing on the street? Well, besides me, it's cryptocurrency. That's right. And so many of you have clients coming to you like, I want Bitcoin, I want Bitcoin, I want Ethereum, I want Dogecoin. And you're like, sure, client, let me do no due diligence. Let me not update my ADV to, discuss that I'm providing these kind of securities and what the risk factors are. And let me just buy this for you. Or they're sending your clients to these unusual, never been vetted, never heard of it, third party that's like, hey, we traded Bitcoin, really? So yeah, area number 2, cybersecurity and crypto. Number 3, area that you should be concerned about, whistleblowers. Do you know what whistleblowers are? Whistleblowers are people who blow the whistle on you, and they're usually, people that work for you. That's right. So last fiscal year, we saw a record high of whistleblower awards, nearly $600 million given to whistleblowers for turning your ass in. So you need to be super cautious about your internal practices. You need to not create situations where your clients and your employees and everyone's pissed off at you because you're not doing things right, and they go blow the whistle on you because they are incentivized financially to turn you in. Number 4, did you know last fiscal year the SEC imposed $4.949 billion in fines? You heard that right, almost $5 billion in fines. So what does that mean? They don't give a shit if you tell them you're broke. They don't care that the market's been volatile, you're losing clients, you've had this issue, you've had that client issue. They're coming for you. And they're levying heavy fines. Why? Because they want to make sure you don't do this stupid shit again. All right, number 5 thing you should be concerned about based on the SEC's enforcement report. The SEC's watching. They're watching. And they're not like creepy guy in the basement of his mom's house, gaming kind of watching you. Like, they have a whole group in their DC office that has created a proprietary algorithm that tracks activity and flags suspicious activity. You're talking about a government agency that has access to the Schwabs, to the Goldman Sachs. They have access to your clearing firms, your custodians. And while they're asking you for information, they're pulling data from those companies. They're pulling data from the banks. Hell yeah. SEC is trust but verify. They're asking the questions and then verifying it with your custodian. They're verifying it with your bank. So, they're watching you. You want to make sure this is not one of those situations where you can pull the wool over on the SEC. That's never going to happen with them. Number 6, so this is a big one. The SEC barred 133 individuals from serving as officers and directors of public companies. This is the most bars in a decade. A decade. If you don't hear anything, hear this. Year after year after year, the SEC is setting record-breaking numbers. This is not the time to be like, yeah, we didn't do that. Don't really have someone doing that. I'm not worried. Oh, here's my favorite. We're low risk. I'm the CCO and we're not really doing a lot of testing, but we have everything covered because we're a low risk company. We only do financial planning. No, see, you may think you're low risk. The SEC actually thinks you're high risk because you're not doing shit that you're supposed to be doing. And you don't want to end up getting barred. So one of the things, thank you SEC for bringing this up. Cooperation is key. So 7th thing you should be aware of after this SEC enforcement report. The SEC highlights the benefits of cooperation. So financial advisors need to consider self-policing, self-reporting, and meaningful cooperation to mitigate penalties. So don't be an ass. Don't be hostile. This is why you need a neutral third party to handle your audits and investigations so that you don't get into a situation where the SEC is like, you're not cooperating, we're throwing the book at you. You don't want to be in a situation. I can actually speak to this specifically. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into the room with some SEC examiners and was like, hey, we're here to help. Let's talk about it. While defending the firm, keeping the owner from going verbal diarrhea and just answering questions that haven't been asked, going on tangents that he doesn't need to go down, we're able to establish a working relationship with the SEC that allows us to get through these investigations and audits quickly, efficiently, and in a mostly congenial manner. And that only benefits you as a client. Compliance, compliance, compliance. So going back to crypto, the SEC is cracking down on crypto-related activities. They want to make sure that if you are repping digital assets, if you are recommending digital assets, that you are complying with your firm's regulations. You want to make sure you've implemented policies and procedures around digital assets and you're following them. You also want to supervise your advisor to make sure they are also following your firm's policies and procedures. Number 9, gatekeeper responsibilities. So, auditors and professionals responsible for investor protection. Like those people that are supposed to do like those surprise custody evaluations, those kinds of people. So, financial advisors, it's your responsibility to make sure those people are meeting their responsibilities. How some bullshit for you like that, right? You got to do your job, and then you got to make sure these people who are here to check to make sure you're doing your job, you got to make sure they're doing their job. How fucked up is that? But the SEC wants you to do that. Thank you, SEC. And then the 10th and final area of concern, ESG and public finance. If you didn't know, ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. So obviously there's a big push. We want to clean up the environment. We want to stop global warming. We want to put our clients in investments that make them feel good, make them feel like they're doing good for the world. So there's been tons of actions against firms for misleading, inaccurate, false statements dealing with ESG and public finance issues. So you want to make sure any disclosures you make are fair, they're accurate, and you want to make sure you're providing all disclosures and any conflict of interest information. So lots of things for you guys to be worried about, but that's what happens. This industry is getting more and more regulated by the day, and our government bodies are getting more and more efficient, which just means you can't do this alone anymore. You can't half-ass it. You can't have your admin doing it. You can't be CEO, COO, and CCO, okay? First of all, you're not sleeping, so no one wants to be around you during the day. Get your shit together. If you are looking for a sign, this is your sign. If you're at bed at night, you're saying, God, I need a sign that I should go and hire a compliance provider. This is your sign. It's in your face. Year after year, more enforcement actions, more disgorgement, more fines, and for the first time in a decade, the most individuals ever barred from the industry. This is the sign. Don't go looking for it in the stars. It's right here in your face. It's time to get some serious help. So if you're ready for serious help, you want someone who's going to come protect you, prevent these issues from happening, or if you're already in some shit, get you the hell out of it, then give us a call, 770-462-2118. I'll talk to you soon.